A city of great architecture and culture, and also widely acknowledged as one of the best sports towns in this country. And on Madison, a couple of miles from the Loop, the year-and-a-half-year-old United Center, home of the Chicago Bulls. Filled to standing room only tonight, 23,000 on hand to look at the new do of Dennis Rodman and to urge on the Chicago Bulls as they go in search of their fourth NBA title of the 90s. Good evening, everybody. I'm Bert Lundquist. Welcome to Chicago. A couple of the Bulls have copyrighted a slogan for the rest of the year. 72-10 don't mean a thing without the ring. Now, that's not exactly poetic, and it'll make teachers of English shudder, but it does make the point. Chicago still has goals for the rest of the year. They want to win that fourth title. I'm joined, as always, by Danny Ainge. Danny, can anybody beat Chicago this year?
Well, Vern, everybody in the NBA is watching tonight because they all want to see Chicago lose, so they have a chance to win. But I don't believe anybody can beat Chicago in a series.
Why so?
Well, the biggest reason is Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, I had a chance to play against him many times in the NBA, once to the tune of 63 points in a playoff game. This guy says all the right things to the media about his opponents and then goes in and tears their heart out.
Well, let's give fans of the Miami Heat some reason for optimism tonight. If they're going to win, what do they have to do?
Well, first of all, they have to be loose. Nobody expects them to win. I don't even think the Miami fans expect them to win. But they need to establish an inside game with Alonzo Mourning. Tim Hardaway needs to create some open opportunities for the three-point shooters. I believe they have to do something exceptional, such as be hot from the three-point line in order to overcome the talent that Chicago has.
Well, in a very real sense, the season does begin anew for both these teams tonight. And for Chicago, 15 wins from now, they can claim their fourth NBA title of the decade. They are truly on the hearts of everybody in this city.
Hey, welcome to Chicago. The Bulls versus the Heat next on TNT. Go Bulls! Woo, 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 woo.
15 months ago, 21-year-old Rachel Barton of Chicago lost one of her legs in a train accident. She is an aspiring classical musician. Tonight, a very moving moment. Rachel Barton walked to center court, walked publicly for the first time since the accident, and thrilled this crowd with her rendition of the national anthem.
I thought up in the first half, and all you have to look at is the first half stats.
Well, you can hop the L and come on out to the United Center on Madison if you're lucky enough to have a ticket tonight, because they are at a premium as the Bulls have sold out for the 427th consecutive game. That includes the last games, of course, at the old Chicago Stadium. Round one, best of five. Game one, Chicago-Miami. And the Miami Heat come in with a 42-40 record. Kurt Thomas, Walt Williams, Alonzo Mourning, Rex Chapman, and Tim Hardaway in the backcourt. It's co-coach for Rodman tonight, joined by Pippen, Longley, Michael Jordan, and Ron Harper. And we are joined by Craig Sager. Let's let the... But even Craig Sager will stand aside as Michael Jordan is introduced.
No doubt about that, Vern. 77 years ago, the Chicago White Sox startled the sports world. They were heavily favored, but they lost to the Cincinnati Reds in the 1919 World Series. And what is known as the Black Sox scandal. Tonight, the Chicago Bulls are providing a form of redemption to loyal Chicago fans by donning black socks. It was Michael Jordan's idea, with the approval of Coach Phil Jackson and some last-minute stitching by Champion Products. Equipment manager John Ligmanowski was able to keep it secret right up until game time. So the Bulls are wearing black socks, and we will soon find out if these stockings are filled with comfort and joy. Burton?
Whatever works, Greg.
I don't think those black socks, I get a kick out of him. He said they held him till the last minute. Well, I don't know if Miami's even going to notice those black socks right now.
I don't think so. Well, in Indiana, it's a shave your head kind of deal. Here it's black socks. Rex Chapman, one of those. Matter of fact, Rex Chapman playing in his first playoff game tonight. Not the case for Michael Jordan.
Those black socks don't look right on Luke Longley, Vern. The black shoes and the black socks, for some reason, that's just not Luke's look.
No, it's not a Luke look. You're right. I think they're shuddering in Australia right now. Our officiating crew tonight, Stan Javi, Louis Grillo, Joe Forte, and we're underway. Here's Hardaway. Miami lost the season series to Chicago 3-1. They played twice earlier this month, once in Miami, once here. The victory came in February down in Miami. Here's Alonzo Mourning and Pippen with the first rebound.
Well, you can see Miami trying to go inside to Luke Longley, get him in foul trouble, try to create something with their inside game. Longley did an excellent job of defense.
Kukoc.
That's a tough matchup for the rookie. Thomas trying to guard Kukoc. He's an excellent post defender, but I don't think he can stay with Kukoc on the perimeter.
Hardaway gets the pick from Thomas and cans the jumper for 3.
And that's what Miami needs a lot of tonight.
Here's Jordan, Scottie Pippen. And a foul call, first of the game. Tony Kukoc starting in place of Rodman. There was great secrecy about that decision until game time.
Yeah, and everybody knows you can't let Tony Kukoc drive left. Thomas makes a big mistake. No help coming from the weak side. Very difficult for Alonzo Mourning to block the shot of a driving 6'11" guy, Kukoc.
Foul was called on Alonzo Mourning, his first, of course. Here's Kukoc for the inbound pass.
Silly foul by Alonzo Vern. He can't afford to get silly fouls like that. He's such an important part of this team.
Jordan over Chapman.
Michael's got his game face on tonight, Vern. Rex Chapman, not a very good defender, but I think Pat Riley is going with Rex Chapman on Michael Jordan because he doesn't think any of his guys can stop him, so why not put your worst defender on him?
Interesting philosophy, huh? Here's Hardaway missing with the runner in the lane, and here's Scottie Pippen. Longley. Guarded by Alonzo Mourning. In and out, the tip no good. The rebound into the hands of Rex Chapman of Miami.
Well, they like to go to Longley early, particularly when Alonzo Mourning picks up a quick foul. Try to get him in quick foul trouble.
The double on Mourning. Longley and Kukoc. Here's Walt Williams inside. It's taken away by Ron Harper. Gets the return pass, 2-on-2. Harper up and in.
That's the strength of Ron Harper's game. He set it all up by the defensive slap of the ball on Williams as he went to the hole. That's Ron Harper's forte. Defense and in the open court.
Ron Harper got a pretty good pick from Kurt Thomas, and the jumper from Hardaway no good. The outlet pass to Kukoc, but there are 3 defenders back, and Kukoc throws it away. Here comes Hardaway from Miami into the hands of Chapman, who will fire. Whoa, my goodness.
That was a tough shot. Michael Jordan flying at him a couple feet behind the three-point line. But that's Rex Chapman. He takes shots. When he misses those, they look horrible, but he makes so many difficult shots.
In that victory, here's the runner, and the layup no good, and Longley with the putback is up, still no good. And another foul. This one may be on Alonzo Mourning, though Walt Williams is trying to claim it. They got Mourning. That's 2.
Well, this is a good call. He got away with a little bit. He's not being very aggressive, and that's the worst time to pick up a foul. Either make a decision, go aggressively after the ball, or stay completely out of the way. You cannot be in between.
Much was made in the Chicago media of comments from Alonzo Mourning prior to this series about how he thought the Bulls were nervous about playing Miami.
That's going to hurt Miami right now, obviously. Your best player goes to the bench with 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. That's not what Pat Riley had in mind. Chris Gatling has been a good acquisition for them. He's a free agent. He has a lot to prove, and he's played well for Miami. See if he can step it up.
If anything, Danny, we expected Luke Longley to pick up 2 quick fouls.
Well, Longley really didn't draw the fouls. Mourning got 2 silly fouls reaching on other players or on guys going for the ball. He really didn't draw the fouls. It was silly fouls, both committed by Mourning.
Gatling, Longley with the break. Thomas with the putback. Longley with another block. Those black socks are doing wonders for him.
I think he just increased his vertical about 3 inches with those black socks. Right now, Luke Longley's dominating the inside, both ends of the court.
It's in the socks. Pick and roll, Chapman. Look at that shot. Oh, my goodness.
Vern, that's why the guy shoots 42% from the field, because he takes shots like that. But when he makes them, that's very difficult.
Technical foul called by Stan Jabby on Kurt Thomas.
Kurt Thomas better get away right now. You just got to play basketball. It doesn't do any good to talk trash to Michael Jordan. That's the last person you want to talk trash to in the NBA. Why get him more fired up than he already is?
Interesting that the relationship between these two teams, one of the writers in Florida says it goes back to 1990 when Willie Burton, then playing with Miami, talked trash to Michael Jordan.
I don't understand that. You got to try to lull Michael to sleep, not wake him up. Right here, there's an elbow by Thomas. That's a cheap shot on Michael Jordan running down the court. We don't know what happened before that, but that was certainly either a cheap shot or a retaliation on something that Michael did to him. He's lucky he didn't get ejected from the game.
Now Chicago ready to inbound after the technical. They lead at 9-8 with 8:53 to go. Well, despite the closeness of the score, Miami's got Mourning on the bench and Thomas with a really vicious elbow. And another foul, this one called on Ron Harper. First team foul on Chicago, 8:43 to go, opening quarter of play. Hardaway, of course, came from Golden State. One of the big trades engineered at the draft deadline. And here's Chris Gatling picking up a foul. Well, Chicago expected a physical confrontation between the two teams. They're getting it.
Well, Miami leads the NBA in fouls, but that really wasn't Chris Gatling's fault. Tim Hardaway made a bad pass. Chicago read the pick and roll very nicely and took the passing lane away.
Here's Jordan. Double comes from Thomas. Longley underneath the Jordan. No beauty. What a touchdown.
That's a beautiful pass. That's one of Luke Longley's strengths down there in the low post. Usually he makes those beautiful feeds. That time he stepped out on the perimeter and made a nice alley-oop lob to Michael.
Lead is 3. Here's Walt Williams. They need his points tonight. He gets 2.
Well, they're keeping it close with good shooting. They really haven't had easy looks. But Williams and Chapman have hit a couple of difficult shots. They need to do that to stay in this game.
Kukoc underneath the Pippen. Taken away by Hardaway. Chapman saves it, puts it in the hands of Thomas, and then gets it back. 1 point Chicago lead with 7:42 to go, opening quarter. Williams for 3. Gatling saves it. Hardaway throws it away. Watch the Longley pass, Danny.
Well, Longley steps out on the perimeter right here. Michael just does an old-fashioned give and go. Goes right to the hole. He knows Longley can pass.
Substitution for Chicago. The human popsicle getting ready to come in.
Oh, man, that is awful. That does, Vern. That looks just like a popsicle.
That's the new do for the playoffs. He's got to wait. Pippen. Thomas steps in front and knocks it away.
Both teams a little bit sloppy with the ball early on.
3 turnovers now for Chicago. 7:15 to go in the opening quarter. Thomas, the rookie from TCU, over Longley for 2.
That's an impressive move by the rookie. You know, Vern, he led the college NCAA last year in scoring and rebounding, and he's got Pat Riley's respect at the defensive end of the court as well.
They are going to try to take me out the ball game. Ron Harper, Michael Jordan, Scotty, or Randy Brown will come in and just work me hard. And that's what all this conditioning is for all year long. At this point right here, so you won't be able to get tired. You can endure their pressure and just go out there and play your type of basketball.
Tim Hardaway, Chris Gatling, of course, coming from Golden State.
There's a lot of pressure on Tim Hardaway. He needs to endure all those things he talked about. The pressure defense of Chicago, the best team defensive. Well, I think they're the best defensive team in all of basketball. But, you know, and they just added pressure to him right now with Alonzo Mourning going out.
Ron Harper. Rodman is on the floor. Here's the fadeaway from Jordan. Hardaway tips it into the hands of Kurt Thomas. Miami up by 1, 12-11.
That's what Tim Hardaway needs to continue to do, put pressure on the Chicago defense. That's 2 on Harper.
Walt Williams will inbound for the Miami Heat. They qualified for the 8th spot with a road win at Milwaukee next to the last game. That was their 42nd win of the season, equaling the club record for numbers of wins. Inside, no good. And they really had to battle because they had slumped at midseason. They finished 19-11. Here's Jordan, guarded by Chapman still. Michael misses for a second consecutive time. Williams for 3. And Rodman with his first rebound of the night. Rodman, Kukoc, as long as he gets a rest. Pippen, Jordan, and Harper for Chicago. Gatling on for Mourning, who sat down with the second foul at the 9-10 mark. Kukoc, underhand scoop shot, nice.
Well, Tony Kukoc did the same move on Walt Williams, and Walt Williams did at the other end on Scottie Pippen, but he shot it nicely. Williams almost broke the glass once he got free for the lay-in.
Hardaway off the pick of Kurt Thomas.
Tim Hardaway showing one of the quickest guys off the dribble in the NBA. Very difficult matchup for the Bulls. They've had trouble defending some of the quicker point guards in the NBA.
Here's Kukoc again. That's the 6th lead change here early in the going. And a foul called.
Well, Rodman gets tangled up with Thomas. Thomas is not going to back down. He's playing very physical, did a great job of boxing out Rodman the time before. They get tangled up, and the referee stops it right away. Good thing to do by the officials.
And a double foul called, Rodman and Kurt Thomas.
Well, you can see Rodman does a lot of flopping. Thomas is just blocking him out. Rodman hooking his arm, starting all the contact, and then Rodman complains. He's the one who started the whole episode and then begs for the officials' forgiveness.
Steve Kerr has come on now for the Chicago Bulls, number 25. So it's Kerr, Rodman, Jordan, Kukoc, and Scottie Pippen. Thomas into the hands of Tim Hardaway. Hardaway, a native of Chicago, born Cook County Hospital about a mile away from here 29 years ago. Here's Rodman with another rebound, throws it away. Williams saves it, and that's going to go. Oh, Chapman tries and can't. Over and back. And Riley's going to give him an earful.
Excellent hustle. You got to get the ball. That ball's very important. Each possession. Chapman tries to get the ball. Does a good job of saving it, but the ref, Steve Javy, called over and back.
Kukoc will inbound to Michael Jordan. Delay called. Chris Gatling. Under 5 minutes now. Here's Kukoc for 3. Rodman gets his 3rd rebound. Jordan. That's 3 in a row. Rodman with his 4th rebound.
That's good defense by Rex Chapman. Kurt Thomas has to find a way to not let box Rodman out. Someone's got to come back and get the ball.
Rodman with a rare shot. The Bulls are cold right now. They lead by 1. Here's Hardaway. Thomas and Rodman really battling each other.
You know, Rodman is the one initiating all the contact. The rookies, and he's a great actor, but he's the one who starts all the contact on the rookie. Rookie's posting up. Rodman, boy, I don't know about that. Rodman kind of bumps him right there, and then the rookie kind of comes back in and bumps him. Rodman trying to get the call. That's a good call by the officials on both those. Double foul, stop that stuff right now.
Second double foul on Rodman and Kurt Thomas.
He said, and he had a technical foul on Rodman.
And a technical foul called on Bob McAdoo on the Miami bench.
Now Dennis Rodman is having a conversation with Pat Riley. Pat Riley saying, you don't have to talk to me. Along with some other adjectives. Rodman brings some excitement to the game, doesn't he, Vern?
He was just asking Riley how he liked the Sox. Stan Javi explaining something to Pat Riley. Steve Javi, beg pardon.
Dennis needs to settle down and just play basketball. Enough for the show. Let's just play the game.
Substitution now for the Miami Heat. Askins comes on and replaces Kurt Thomas. I think Thomas might need to cool down as well. 4:22 to go in the first quarter. It's been exciting, to say the least. Chicago-Miami. Morning picked up 2 quick fouls. For lunch with Danny Ainge here in the Windy City, and they got Chris Gatling over the top.
Silly fouls by Miami. We've talked about already. They lead the NBA in fouls, but you got to be smart. If you can't get the ball, don't reach. Alonzo Mourning picked up 2 silly ones, and Gatling's picked up 2 silly ones.
Ron Harper sits with 2 for the Chicago Bulls. Here's Pippen. Blocked by Williams. Hardaway gets it for Miami. Right side for Walt Williams. Shot no good. The putback no good. The second rebound and putback by Gatling is in.
Excellent hustle by Gatling. Right there, though, Ron Williams has had 2 opportunities to finish at the rim and almost broke the glass on both of them.
Danny Shea is getting ready to come on for Pat Riley's team. Here's Jordan. Gets the fadeaway off the glass to go. He's 3 for 7 now.
Chapman doing a good job on Michael. You just got to live or die with that.
Another technical foul. Joe Forte called this one on Gatling.
The Miami Heat are falling into the trap. Chicago Bulls are used to this kind of intensity and playing with this kind of pressure. Miami is not responding well to adversity right now.
Tim Hardaway arguing the cause with Joe Forte, and Steve Kerr back to shoot another technical.
Well, right here, Gatling's running down the court. He's not happy with the 2 calls by the officials, and he's talking to the official the whole way down. Joe Forte doesn't want to hear it.
Well, if you like technical fouls, you've got to be on the edge of your seat. Right now, it's a 19-17 Bull lead. New York with a big game last night from three-point land out Cleveland. Indiana fell to Atlanta at home. Orlando won tonight over Detroit. Right now, let's check in with Craig Sager.
Well, Vern Alonzo Mourning is the inspirational, motivational leader of this team. But with 2 fouls, he was gone early. Chris Gatling picked up that technical foul. Coach Riley told him to go to the end of the bench, sit down, and be quiet. Meanwhile, he told the other players to settle down, get their game going, but he is not happy at all. He even got into it with Dennis Rodman. A few 4-letter words exchanged between those 2.
Well, Vern, that's exactly right. Right now, X's and O's don't matter. You got to get the team under control, and I think Pat Riley knows exactly what he's doing. He cannot be happy with the way they're responding to the adversity right now.
This is the first time in his career as a coach he's not had the home court advantage in a first-round playoff series. Hardaway, Pippen gets the rebound. Bulls up by 2. Right side to Kukoc. Danny Shea's on the floor now. guarding him. Steve Kerr now moves over to and is guarded by Chapman. And Pippen gets the basket.
Personal foul, Tim Hardaway.
Scottie Pippen, who has been hampered by injuries, had a big night back in February on the 18th with 40 points against Indiana. And Danny, his numbers have fallen off drastically since that time.
Well, Scotty's a real professional, and he is one of the great players in the game today. But he doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want anybody to know. But he's not 100% burned. He hasn't been 100% since he's come back from his injury.
Three-point shooting has fallen to 26% in those 31 games since the injury, and overall, he's hitting only 40% from the field. Here's Kukoc, guarded by Walt Williams.
Good defense by by Walt Williams on Tony Kukoc. Tony Kukoc hit a very difficult shot. He's had a terrific second half of the season, particularly when he went into the starting lineup, Vern. Very difficult matchup for Miami.
Jordan on Hardaway. Haskins, guarded by Kukoc. Pippen has Walt Williams, who reverses the dribble. Gets it out of the hands of Danny Shays for two. Danny, who hasn't played that much toward the end of the season, brought on to this one.
Well, Danny took a pretty good shot to the face. You can see right there, that whole face is bruised with the black eye in practice. You can tell how intense Miami's been practicing to get ready. But Danny's an excellent perimeter shooter.
With Jordan, shows this guy.
Yeah, Michael, he doesn't go to the basket as much as he used to, but he's excellent at that little 15-foot fadeaway shot. It's unguardable.
Hardaway guarded by Jordan. Chapman fights through the screen. And they got Danny Shays. Bill Wennington is on for the Bulls. And Shays called for the foul. Danny, who played in his 1,000th NBA game.
He's catching up to Dolph.
His dad, who's played in 58 more.
I thought that was Dolph out there playing right now. Yeah. Well, Danny just got called for a moving pick. The officials are really emphasizing the moving picks in the playoffs this year.
Wennington in and out, the putback good.
Tony Kukoc again. He's having a great half. They're having a tough time matching up with him.
Chapman over Kerr, no. Randy Brown is on the floor now for Chicago. Battle for the loose ball. Shays is down, can't get it. Scottie Pippen does. Kukoc goes by Williams, pulls up, kicks it back outside. Steve Kerr. Kukoc fights for position with Walt Williams. Kerr knocked out of bounds by Hardaway and no foul call.
Well, I think Tim Hardaway got away with one right there. Kerr lead back and I think Hardaway got a piece of his arm. Excellent post feed by Tony Kukoc. He's a beautiful passer. Well, I don't know. Not much of a foul.
1 second on the shot clock. No. Shot clock violation. Basket does not count. Here comes Phil Jackson. Like to chat about it.
After we finally corralled the ball, I didn't know we had possession.
Did I hear that correctly? I didn't know we had possession.
Well, right here, Miami needs a 2-for-1. They need to get a shot, get the ball back with around 36 seconds on the shot clock. They need 2 possessions and 2 scores here to get back in this game. In the quarter on a good note.
27-19. I'm still thinking about what we heard then. 43 seconds to go in the quarter.
I think Phil might have been sarcastic in that remark.
Hardaway. Pippen has the steal. 2-on-2. Oh, beauty.
Well, good anticipation. Not very good read by Tim Hardaway. And Haskins has to come to the ball. He faded to the corner on that pick and allowed Scottie Pippen to intercept that pass.
Pippen misses his second free throw. And we're under 30 seconds. drought for Miami now, 29-22.
And good execution. Tony Kukoc has to get up and contest Walt Williams' jump shot from the three-point line. They love to shoot those threes.
Randy Brown to Kerr. Kukoc. And we have reached the end of one at United Centers. Tony Kukoc, who drew the start tonight, has a big first quarter for the Chicago Bulls. And the Bulls are up by 7 with 3 quarters to play. Welcome back to Chicago, home of the Chicago Bulls, 72-10 in the regular season. And in quest tonight of a run toward their 4th NBA title in the 90s. They won 3 in a row. That string interrupted by Houston, who won back-to-back in the last couple of years, and things going Chicago's way right now, Dan.
Well, yeah, when the Temper started playing, Chicago responded with a 13-2 run, and that's been the difference so far.
The lead is 7 as we begin the second, 29-22. Let's check the lineups. Judd Bushler is on with Longley, Jordan, Kerr, and Kukoc. Michael Jordan, no. Longley over the back.
Well, they got Alonzo Mourning back in. Keith Haskins, maybe their best perimeter defender, has the assignment of Michael Jordan. We'll see how he can contest Michael's shot. He's a little bit taller than Chapman, and can go out there and contest the shot a little bit better.
Hardaway, Walt Williams, Keith Haskins, Rex Chapman, and Alonzo Mourning. Mourning muscles in the lane, misses the little hook shot. Kukoc into the hands of Michael Jordan. That one right into the hands of Tim Hardaway. Now here's Kerr back, and he fouls Hardaway.
Good foul by Steve Kerr. Took away the easy 2. Hardaway make it take it out of bounds. Right here, Kukoc beats Walt Williams off the dribble, but there's Askins, who's got a tough assignment of Jordan. Goes over there, sacrifices his body, helps out the team, and forces the turnover. Excellent defense by Askins.
Hardaway. Bushler goes for the steal, and it's off Hardaway and out of bounds. Judd Bushler.
That was a beautiful defensive play by Mike. He forced Hardaway to go left, and then when Hardaway put the ball down, he swatted the ball across his body with his long arms.
8 turnovers now for the Miami Heat. Jordan too strong with the shot, Mourning with the rebound. In their 3 losses to Chicago this year, they turned it over 21 times. In the 1 victory, they turned it over only 14 times. From the corner for 3, Hardaway.
Again, good defense by Haskins on Jordan down in the low post.
Lead is cut to 4. Longley calls for it, gets it.
Luke needs to be aggressive, try to pick up a third on Lonzo.
Takes it strong to the basket, and Mourning had to back away.
And that's what he needs to keep doing. There's no way Alonzo doesn't want to pick up that third foul. Luke needs to keep attacking him.
Tim Hardaway, Michael Jordan. Hardaway, whose career was resuscitated with the trade on February 22nd. And traveling. Let's go back and take a look at Luke Longley.
Longley's doing a good job at both ends of the court right now. He is dominating Alonzo Mourning this early part of the game.
And Scotty under a lot of duress. We hope that our bench star, Tony Kukoc, can come off and give us the kind of play that he gave us before by getting those 15 points a game, and I think that'll be the answer to what we have to add to Miami.
Well, Tony Kukoc has done a great job in the first quarter, but Tony is an excellent offensive player, averaging 18 points since he came in as a starter. But Phil, don't keep a secret as to who's going to start. He's already talking about him, even on the interview, that Tony's going to come off the bench. You're the Chicago Bulls. You can get Miami your playbook and still beat them.
Now, there was a high degree of secrecy here as to whether it would be Rodman or Kukoc on the floor when the game started. Bill Jackson and Pat Riley, of course, different ends of the spectrum from the same generation. They have, to say the least, contrasting philosophies.
Well, I think Phil Jackson will probably win Coach of the Year, and Pat Riley should win Executive of the Year for the trade that he's made building this team together.
Intense rivalry between the two men, Danny? Here's Chapman for three.
I think the intense rivalry comes from they both had so much success, and they've both been battling for the same goal the last few years. Riley in New York and Phil in Chicago. So it's a natural rivalry. Two of the best coaches ever in the NBA.
Here's Kukoc. Longley moves on Alonzo Mourning and is called for traveling.
And that's a good call by the official. They're focusing on that. You can't do that spin move baseline without traveling. You have to put the ball down before you raise your pivot foot. The officials have been warned of that move.
Kurt Thomas back on the floor.
Miami's hanging in this game, Vern, with some good outside shooting. I still think in order for them to get back in this game and have a chance to win, they need some production out of Alonzo down in the low post. Longley's done an excellent job of shutting him down to this point.
Jordan goes for the steal and knocks it out of bounds, and Sasha Danilovic will enter the game. Out for 62 games this year, surgery on his right wrist back on January the 2nd after an injury that was suffered in the first part of December. And still not in really great shape, right?
No, I don't know how ready he is. I mean, there was even question whether they were going to activate him on the playoff roster. But Sean Leonard had 19.6 rebounds, 6 assists against Chicago a couple of weeks ago and has been playing very well. So, very difficult decision for Pat Riley. I think this might be a decision for the future. Give him some playoff experience.
Longley picks up the foul on Alonzo Mourning. Steve Kerr will now enter the lineup for Luke Longley.
This is where they're going with a small lineup. Dennis Rodman, who has 2 fouls, is going to go down to Alonzo Mourning. Dennis is going to try to get Alonzo to pick up an offensive foul, do a lot of flopping and a lot of acting.
Right side, Danilovic takes the jumper, in and out. Kukoc with a rebound. That's 4 rebounds for Tony Kukoc. Steve Kerr.
Now Tony needs to try to take Mourning. He's got 2 fouls. His teammates need to recognize it.
Thomas fights for it. Rodman goes and knocks it out of bounds.
Well, Thomas is doing a good job of fighting Dennis Rodman on the boards. He's got a few offensive rebounds so far, but he's battling him in there.
31-28, 8:08 remaining in the first half. Tony Smith, another acquisition by Pat Riley during the middle of the season, is on the floor now, number 14. Here's Chapman, guarded by Jordan. Rodman guards Mourning, and Mourning hits it over Dennis Rodman.
Well, they'll live with that shot all night long. Phil Jackson wants the Mourning to shoot, going away from the basket.
First basket for Alonzo Mourning, and the lead is 1. 7:40 to go first half. Pippen takes Danilovic off the dribble. He is fouled and will go to the line.
That's a tough matchup right there. Danilovic, not a good defensive player. We're used to playing the zones and scoring a lot of points over in Europe. Not quite used to playing Scottie Pippen in the playoffs.
Go back and watch Rodman and Mourning.
Well, there's going to be a lot of acting, like I said, and Alonzo's afraid of getting an offensive foul going against Dennis Rodman, so he just says, I'll just shoot over him.
I've always thought both of those men were a little smoother than that. Pippen at the line.
Not very good dancers in the low post.
No. Hardaway's back on. Little pressure applied by Dennis Rodman on the inbound pass.
Well, I'm surprised that Chicago's not pressuring Tim Hardaway. He's played the entire game. They need to try to make him work. He just had a short blow, I should say, but they need to try to make him work as much as they can, bringing the ball up the court.
Lead is 3, nearing the 7:20 mark. Mourning, guarded by Rodman. There's that little muscled running hook, and he misses for the second time.
Well, not a good shot attempt. That's a very low percentage shot by Alonzo coming off that hook in the middle.
Kukoc. Jordan. Michael's got 11.
Big offensive rebound by Michael. Tony Smith was left down there to try to box out Rodman and Michael.
Offensive foul. Rodman got what he was after.
No question about it. And that's why Alonzo shot that fadeaway the first time. He knows how good a defensive player Dennis is. He's a great actor. And this is exactly why he was afraid to put the ball on the floor.
And you saw the movie critic Gene Siskel give it 2 thumbs up, even without Roger Ebert. Back in Chicago, where we expected the Bulls to run this quartet at Alonzo Mourning tonight, but Dennis Rodman picked up the assignment a few moments ago.
Yeah, Dennis is a lot quicker, Vern, and so it's a lot tougher for Alonzo to use his quickness off the dribble like he does with a lot of big men. Tough matchup. Can't use his quickness to get by Dennis Rodman. Picks up his 3rd foul. Very frustrating evening so far. He needs to regroup, go into halftime, and come back and try to have a good second half because he has not had a good first half.
He went to the bench with his 2nd foul with 9:10 remaining in the first quarter of play. And he goes to the bench now with 6:45 remaining in the half with foul number 3.
Miami needs to find a way to buy some time, keep this game close until they can get Alonzo with a fresh start coming back in the second half.
Pippen for 3. That's where his shooting has really fallen off. He was hitting 43% the first 50 games of the year. And it's 26% from three-point range since those ankles began to bother him. Hardaway, nice little runner.
Beautiful play by Tim Hardaway. Very persistent on that pick and roll. He was defended the first 2 times. The 3rd time went off the pick all the way to the hole.
Steve Kerr, Kukoc. Jordan Esport gets it. Tony Smith guards it. And Michael Jordan will go to the free throw line. This is the 2nd time these 2 teams have met in the playoffs. Miami's first appearance in the playoffs came in 1992. They were swept.
Well, I think Miami's goal next year will be to get a little bit higher seed so they don't have to play Chicago. Both times they played, they've been number 8 seed, so they need to have a little bit better regular season so they don't have to keep having these tough first-round matches.
Well, in that series in 1992, Michael Jordan averaged 45 a game, including a high of 56. Here comes a former member of the Miami Heat, John Sally.
Well, I remember when John got traded down to Miami, he said, well, I've got my championship rings. Now it's time for me to go down there and be a superstar.
Didn't quite work out for John.
No.
He, of course, has 2 rings as a teammate of Dennis Rodman's under Chuck Daly at Detroit. And John went down to Miami. He was taken in the expansion draft by Toronto. It didn't work out for him there. Worked out a release from his contract and was signed to a 10-day contract back in March. Rodman just picked up his 3rd foul.
That's a sign of a lucky player, you know, getting drafted by Detroit, winning those championships, getting waived by Miami or by Toronto, being picked up by Chicago.
Got a pretty good chance of getting another ring. There's a steal from Hardaway. That'll be 2.
Oh, Tim Hardaway's having a terrific first half, keeping Miami in this game, only down 2, Vern. Tim Hardaway, defensively and offensively, is doing it all right now.
Jordan guarded closely by Smith. Here's Rodman. They got Michael Jordan with the pick.
Well, Michael was trying to free up Kerr. Come off for the 3. Look at Hardaway just pick Jordan. You don't see that very often, Vern.
Tim, as we said, acquired on February 22nd with Chris Gatling in one of the 2 trades pulled off that day. Matter of fact, on the 23rd, Miami beat Chicago despite sitting up only 8 players. They got Tony Smith that time, knocking Kerr into the first row.
Loose ball foul Miami. Tony Smith, his 2nd, the team's 5th.
Well, right here, Kerr does a good job of boxing out Tony Smith. And again, Kerr does an excellent job of acting. I think that Phil sends those guys to acting school.
Well, it's the Siskel thing here.
Oh, you know what? You got it. All the good players act, Vern. That was a good one by Steve Kerr right there.
Danny, are you saying that some of the stuff you did on the court was not sincere?
I take a lot of pride in being a good actor, Vern.
This is why I feel so fortunate to get to sit next to you. Got it. Judd Bushler. He and Steve Kerr, of course, out of the Arizona program, and a couple of guys who do not have the rings playing for the Chicago Bulls.
Big shot by Judd. They've been in a little bit of a drought. Led Miami back in the game.
Back to a 5-point lead at 4:39. Kurt Thomas underneath. Blocked by John Sally. Miami ball.
Well, that was blocked by Sally and Scottie Pippen. I think they both got a piece of that. Good feed right here by Tony Smith. Good pass to Thomas. He goes up. I think that Scottie Pippen got it first.
You're right. I don't think Sally drew any of it. And this is going to be out of bounds again, and Miami will throw it in. Pat Riley, of course, and Phil Jackson, both authors of books, and Riley gets a pretty good tab as a motivational speaker. He was talking about his team's goals, and he said he defined it this way. There's just before the shot clock, it's good for Hardaway.
Beautiful move by Tim. That little 6-foot squatty body right there had Michael Pippen and or Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Sometimes I think it's Michael Pippen. They're both so good. They do so many things.
Well, there's Sally Jordan. John and Michael.
Good pass. You know when the ball goes into the Chicago high post that they're passers first and scores second. They got to do a better job of staying with their man, the cutters, when the ball goes into Sally or Luke Longley in the post.
Chris Gatling back on, battling with Sally. Here's Hardaway off the glass. He's having a terrific first half.
Well, and they need it so bad because of Morning's non-existence in this first half.
Lead is 3, 41-38. Sally guarded by Chris Gatling. Bushler off the pass. Just did nick the rim, and Gatling chases it down. Hardaway gets the return pass from Thomas and takes a shot for 3. He has been wonderful in this first half.
He's an exciting player. He's in his hometown, Vern. He's in Chicago. He's playing on the playground. He doesn't know the difference.
Tim Hardaway, born a mile from the gym. And he's hit the last 11 points for Miami. Go back and take a look at Chicago's offensive end.
Well, Sally's not going to do much in the low post offensively. You know you got to play your man, play the cutters. Excellent pass to Michael Jordan. Bad defense by Tony Smith.
Scottie Pippen at the line. Danilovich with the foul.
I think the reason why Hardaway's having such a good first half is the pregame meal. Gwendolyn, his mother, cooked him the dinner.
That's right. Chicago 10 of 13 from the free throw line. Miami has been there just once. So there's the decided difference in the game. Hardaway guarded by Jordan. Well, they got half the equation, Danny. They thought they had to have big games for both Mourning and Hardaway, and they're getting one of them. Pippen with the block, but after the whistle had blown.
Well, they're not getting a big game from Hardaway. They're getting a huge game from Hardaway. He's really kept them in this game in the first half.
Now, in the West, Seattle-Sacramento, the other 1 versus 8 matchup is in progress. Houston beat the Lakers last night. L.A. couldn't score in the fourth quarter. Utah overcame an 8-point deficit in the fourth quarter at home, and tonight, San Antonio with a big win over Phoenix.
Yeah,
just to wrap up, excuse me, Danny, go ahead.
It hurts Phoenix not having Michael Finley. I don't believe that he played tonight. And I still think that there's some good series, good basketball left in all those series out west.
We are tied at 43 all with 3 minutes to go in the first half. Pippen.
Oh, my, Vern, that was unbelievable. He just smothered chicken. Oh, Gatling's dunk at this end of the court and then dunked right in his face at the other end.
Tony Smith with a 2-pointer for Miami, 45-45. There's John Sally.
He doesn't want to score. He wants to pass.
Bushler for 3, off the mark. Gatling with the rebound and a chance for Miami to take the lead. Timeout. Pat Riley.
And Scottie Pippen right here. He goes right back at Gatling. Knows he has 2 fouls. Unbelievable dunk.
Tough shots like you've been doing all year. You know, but just don't bow down to them. Play against them. If you got a chance to poke at the ball, poke at the ball. If you reach. Just play your type of ball game, but just don't bow down to them.
Hey, Vern, when you're playing against Michael Jordan, all you want to do is do something good because he's the best player of all time, and you have nothing to lose. If you stop him, it looks spectacular. If you don't stop him, so what? He scores on everybody else. That's the right attitude for Tim Hardaway to have.
Has Michael Jordan been susceptible to quick point guards?
Yeah, Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls have all been susceptible. Right now, they're going to come back in the game with with Brown to try to defend him. He's their best defender on the point guards. Try to slow Tim Hardaway down.
Hardaway with 17 points thus far. Michael Jordan with 14 points on 6 of 13. Here's Hardaway, guarded by Randy Brown. And takes the shot. He's got 19 points.
Well, you know, there's just some players. Tim Hardaway so quick off the dribble, but able to create for himself. You can't guard everything. You can't guard the three-point shot and the drive. And that's what he's been able to do tonight. He's been able to do both, and when he has that kind of night, you can't guard him.
That was a three-pointer, not a two, and it's a 48-45 game. Here's Jordan at the other end, 48-47 with 1:40 to go. Miami, with Alonzo Mourning sitting out most of this first half, is up by 1. Hardaway. And that basket goes for Chris Gatling, and he is fouled.
And that was all set up by Hardaway again, Vern. He's just single-handedly destroying the Chicago defense.
You know, I heard you tell him, Tim Hardaway, before the game, that you remained the best guard to come out of the WAC conference. You may have to change your assessment.
Well, I told him if he can beat Chicago in the series, then I'd consider it. But he's still number 2 in my mind, Vern. He's got to get a ring. He's got to do something special in the playoffs. And I think he agrees with me.
Yeah, because you've got the microphone. 1:25 to go, 50-47. Miami up by 3. Incredible. Well, when they won on February 23rd, Rex Chapman had 39 points on 9 of 10 from three-point range. Here's Randy Brown. That's not his strong point. Here's Jordan with the offensive rebound. He'll go to the line.
Well, you can see excellent adjustment by Miami. The second Randy Brown came in the game, they know he can't shoot from the perimeter. They go down and double on Michael, forcing him to give it up.
Jabby with the explanation.
His third.
A technical foul.
We have a technical foul. The Bulls coach Phil Jackson.
Called on Phil Jackson. Author of a recently published book called Sacred Hoops. Well, I mean, if we're going to pump books, we'll do it. And Hardaway misses the technical. Not extraordinary. He hits 9 of 11 from the field. And now Jordan goes to the line.
Michael Jordan shooting. Returning from Miami. Replacing Kurt Thomas.
I got one shot.
Kurt Thomas goes to the bench. Coming up on the Reebok halftime report, Ernie Johnson and Cheryl Miller, along with Chris Webber, they'll have reports on the Pistons Magic and the Suns Spurs game, and Cheryl will analyze some of the key playoff matches. Cheryl Miller, of course, Reggie Miller's older sister. And a foul called on John Sally. Now let's take a look at tonight's leaderboard. Teams with the best win improvement from last year on the Visa leaderboard. Chicago improved 25 games. Detroit, Washington, the Clippers, Miami, and Golden State.
I never would have guessed that, Vern. 25-game improvement. Of course, 72 wins. We've talked about it many times. That's just an unbelievable achievement.
Phil Jackson's team knocked out of the playoffs in the second round last year. Michael Jordan playing only the last 17 games. There's another free throw missed by Williams. The lead is 3 with a minute and 3 to go in the first half.
Well, Williams is only shooting 55% from the free throw line since he has been in Miami.
Jordan. Back to the free throw line.
Well, right there, I think that Randy Brown's on the court out at the top of the key. They've got to go double Michael. But you can't double him if you give up the baseline. Chapman, not knowing that Tim Hardaway's coming over from the top side. Michael, always known for going away from the double team. When he sees a double team coming, he'll try to go away from that double team and get the easy basket.
Jordan has the first. And this will be the 17th free throw the Bulls have shot in the first half. 19 points now for Michael Jordan.
It doesn't seem like he has 19, does it, Vern? He just goes about his job, and it's a quiet 19.
The lead is 1:45 seconds to Middlevich. Back into the hands of Hardaway.
Back for a 2-for-1 situation right here. Try to get a shot. About 35 on the clock.
Hardaway stripped by Randy Brown. Here come the Bulls with a chance to reclaim the lead. Pippen takes the shot, cans it.
Big shot. Now they had a 2-for-1 situation. Excellent defensive play by Randy Brown. That's why he's in the game. Try to slow Hardaway down. They're going to play for one shot, even though there's a 5-second difference on the shot clock.
There's the switch. Kukoc on Hardaway. Gets another one. That's for 3.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Well, he defines Miami Heat tonight. 26 points. 26. At the buzzer! Randy Brown, of all people.
Well, this is good defense by Miami. You don't want Pippen to shoot the open 3. Make the worst shooter on the court shoot it. Randy Brown makes him pay. Good defense at one end, and then strokes the jumper at the other.
Well, it has been an unusual game, to say the least. A crowd of 23,000 has watched, and we are tied at 54 all. Welcome back to Chicago United Center on Madison, where this crowd of 23,000 sits in stunned silence for the moment because Tim Hardaway of the Miami Heat hit 26 of his team's 54 points. 49 possessions for the Miami Heat tonight, 13 penetrations. Hardaway with 4 assists, 26 points on 10 of 12 shooting, and a perfect quarter. Number 2, he was 8 for 8. And there's a proud member of the Hardaway family with Craig Sager.
Well, thank you very much, Vern. First of all, this was the original playground legend, Donald Hardaway. I have to get your assessment of son Tim's performance here in the first half.
Well, the best thing I can say about it is that it's been beautiful, wonderful. I mean, some of the best ball he's played, but all the time he looks just like he did when he was playing high school. Nothing different.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights in that first half because he was sensational. 10 out of 12 from the field, and he was also hot, of course, from three-point range where he was 5 out of 6. So, Donald, let's take a look at the highlights of Tim here in the first half against Randy Brown.
That's his patent move that he's always had from high school with the jumper. The one they used to call a knuckleball. It goes in there with no motion on it at all.
Is that the way you taught him to shoot?
Well, actually, we taught him just to throw it up there because he was too small to shoot it. And the more he threw it, he just learned to control it as he threw it.
Were you nervous about his matchup against Michael Jordan?
Yes, he was nervous about it, but he was confident about it also. He figured he could handle it. He could do the job. But
now you have the Miami Heat hat on, but he was born about a mile from here. Did you take him to the Bold Chicago Stadium and all as a kid?
Yes, we figured the stadium, but most of our times out on the playground, though. But we did come to the stadium occasionally, and especially when the teams that he wanted to see came to town, we would come down and he would come and wait on autographs from all the ball players that he admired at that time.
You ever get Danny Ainge's autograph?
Well, let me see. You're around.
Well, you also got Magic Johnson. Right. Danny, well, I think he came and saw you play once in a while. He also says that he's the best guard out of the Western Conference.
You know, Craig, Danny was teasing Tim about that, but I think the folks in Chicago and El Paso are very proud of what he's doing tonight.
Oh, yeah, Tim's had a great game tonight. But, Vern, the interesting thing about this game so far, it's taken a superhuman performance by Tim Hardaway just to stay even with Chicago Bulls. That tells you how great they are.
Well, are you surprised at, not at Hardaway's performance, but at what Chicago has done in the first half?
Well, Chicago's just quietly staying in the game. They haven't had a great performance, but they're tied at half, and they put up with Tim Hardaway scoring 26 points. I think Tim Hardaway may be the $13 million man the way he played in the first half.
Foul trouble for Miami tonight. Alonzo Mourning, Tony Smith, each with 3. Kurt Thomas and Chris Gatling with 2. Tied at 54. Randy Brown with that last shot looked for a moment like it was a 3, put on the scoreboard as a 3, and then ruled as a 2. Here's Ron Harper. And the ball thrown away. Harper goes for it. And Walt Williams has a collision with a camera. And the ball is touched last by Walt Williams.
Beautiful play by Ron Harper, but again, Miami Heat careless with the basketball. Unforced turnover.
I thought we were going to have company.
Oh, Ron Harper was out of bounds before he swatted that ball.
Here's Longley. Harper gets another.
Well, Harper didn't feel like he got to play much in the first half. Comes out smoking in the second half.
And a 20-second timeout called quickly by the Miami Heat.
Very important. Chicago has a history of coming out a little bit slow in the third quarter. This is an opportunity for Miami to get off to a good start. But Ron Harper's got Chicago off to a good start. Pat Riley needed that timeout to make sure that this doesn't turn into one of those 13-0 runs.
Chicago 14 points off turnovers. Coming up tomorrow on both NBC and TNT, another busy day. On NBC, New York versus Cleveland and Houston versus the Lakers. And then tomorrow night, Danny and I back in Indianapolis for Atlanta, Indiana, and then Portland and Utah. That's on NBC and TNT tomorrow. Here's Kurt Thomas. Got it.
Well, Kurt Thomas is an underrated outside shooter. Again, we've emphasized already that he was the leading scorer in NCAA history last year, or in NCAA this season. Very good scorer, all-around good basketball player, especially for a rookie. He's done a fine job this year.
Pippen guarded by Walt Williams. Jordan.
Nothing you can do about that, Vern. Pretty good defense by Chapman. Kept him in front of him, contested the shot.
And Jordan continues with his quiet night, a quiet 21 already. Alonzo Mourning is fouled by Longley. That's the third foul on Longley.
Well, Ron Harper just did the smart thing right there. I think he poked Tim Hardaway in the eye. He's saying he's sorry. Tim Hardaway's not happy.
Yeah, Hardaway looks back at Harper. Now they begin talking to each other.
Well, that might be what you need to do to get him to cool down.
Ooh. Mourning at the free throw line.
You know, we saw Alonzo Mourning down the low post right there. That's the first time he's put on a couple moves rather than just drive across the lane and shoot that running hook. Actually did a ball fake and was a lot more persistent when he had the ball on Luke Longley. I'm sure Pat Riley gave him a little speech at halftime.
If you joined us at the half, Mourning picked up 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes of the ball game, sat down the rest of the first quarter, and then picked up his third foul with 6 minutes to go in the half. Here's Jordan short with the shot. Keep your eye on Hardaway because his eye's still bothering him a little bit during that free throw. Here's Walt Williams with the dunk.
Beautiful play by Walt Williams, but I don't know. It looked like he was going to come over and block the shot. Alonzo Mourning gave him a little shove, knocked Luke Longley to the ground.
And Hardaway now defensively working on Ron Harper, still rubbing his eye with that jersey. Foul underneath. Walt Williams picks up this one. And Tony Kukoc will throw it in. Whoops. Mourning and Longley. They got Longley this time. And that's his fourth foul.
That was not a very smart foul by Luke Longley. You can't do that when you have 3 fouls. You're your starting center. You can't get a cheap foul that way. Alonzo Mourning pulled Dennis Rodman and just tried to egg him on a little bit, and Luke fell for it.
Saw the replay. Here's the dish underneath the Mourning, and he's fouled again, this time by Pippen. And Rodman's going to come on the court.
And beautiful penetration by Tim Hardaway. They've got to try to do a better job of stopping Tim's penetration.
See Mourning testing those bandaged fingers. He's hurt.
They've already used their 20-second timeout. It looks like he may have an out of socket or a dislocated finger or something. He's in excruciating pain.
Miami has to use a full timeout. Alonzo Mourning having problems with his fingers on his left hand. Time has been called. We're notched at 60. I'll take a look at Scottie Pippen defending Alonzo Mourning. Danny, there's where the problem came.
Ouch. Yeah, you can see he doesn't even go up to finish the shot. He goes right to his finger.
And now they tried to retape it. Let's check in with Craig Sager.
All season long, Alonzo Mourning has been fighting an injury to his left hand. It's been dislocated several times. They taped it heavily before tonight's game, hoping to keep it in place. But during that last sequence, it popped out again. They had to call a timeout. Ron Culp took the bandage off and painfully put the joint back in place, retaped it, and now Alonzo is back in the game. But as you saw, very excruciating pain.
Ouch. That hurt to watch, didn't it?
Yeah, now he has to go make a couple free throws. Okay, hustle back in, make a couple free throws now.
Mourning at the line in the tie game. Nothing to it.
Good thing it's on his left hand. That's still hard to do. That's still very painful. I've had those before, Vern. Those are no fun. They brought Dennis Rodman in to defend Alonzo Mourning. We'll see if Dennis can try to antagonize Mourning into a 4th and 5th foul.
Well, he teased him into his 3rd foul at 6:10 to go in the first half. Now Scottie Pippen, illegal defense called against Miami. That's the first of the night, so there's the warning.
24 seconds left.
Pippen, Jordan, Rodman now with Kukoc and Harper on the floor for the Bulls. They trail by 1. That loose ball knocked out of bounds by Alonzo Mourning. Hardaway, Kurt Thomas, Walt Williams, Alonzo Mourning, Rex Chapman starting 5 on the floor for the Miami Heat. They actually had a three-point lead in the 3rd quarter the last time they played here on April 4th before succumbing to the Bulls. Gained some confidence, I'm sure, out of that encounter. Here's Thomas. Wound up losing by a 102-90 score. Matter of fact, they lost back-to-back games over a weekend by identical score. Thomas traveled.
Good feed right in there by Alonzo on the cutting Thomas, but Thomas couldn't keep his balance. Good defense by the Bulls, though, Vern. They rotated right to the open Thomas, caused the turnover.
Difference in 3-point field goals has kept Miami in the game.
I think, Vern, they're going to have to continue to get hot from the 3-point line unless Alonzo can get hot down low.
Here's Kukoc. Kukoc at 6'11" can play just about any position he has.
And he was a tough matchup for Thomas in the first half. And I'm surprised they don't just take him out on the court and isolate him off the dribble. That's where Thomas is vulnerable, not in the low post.
Pippen gets it in. Kukoc lets it fly. Harper with the rebound and the jumper.
Wow, Harper's got the hot hand. Keeping Chicago in the lead in this 3rd quarter.
Harper now 4 of 4 from the field. Bulls up by 1, 8:22 to go. Here's Chapman. Off the back of the iron into the hands of Tony Kukoc. Michael Jordan back to the free throw line.
The Heat personal foul, Kurt Thomas is 3rd.
Well, I thought Michael got fouled early on that play, but the whistle didn't blow until he was in his shooting motion. Michael drew a crowd as they threw the ball down to him in the low post.
3rd foul on Kurt Thomas sends Jordan back to the line.
Hardaway's been kind of quiet so far in this 3rd quarter. He's doing a good job trying to get Alonzo Mourning in the game, establish a low post game, trying to get Chapman and Williams involved. Miami really needs somebody to get hot.
Jordan now 6 of 9 from the free throw line. The lead is 2 for Chicago. Losers only twice this season, both times in April. The first time to Charlotte by a point, and then the last game at home to Indiana by a point. Here's Mourning back to Hardaway. The switch, Scottie Pippen takes it. First shot, first miss this quarter.
Well, that was good defense. He was forced to shoot it with the shot clock running down, but they got to do a much better job of getting into their offense a lot sooner.
Kukoc, big basket.
And the crowd's back in the game. The crowd's been silent for a long time. Miami needs to answer right now to keep Chicago from going on one of their runs.
They're going to go to Mourning. He's guarded by Rodman. Pippen comes to help. Offensive foul, Alonzo Mourning.
Oh, my gosh. Alonzo just had 4 fouls that really are not forced. I mean, they're just silly fouls. He hasn't accomplished anything by the fouls, and Pat Riley has got to be very frustrated.
Gatling comes on. Mourning will sit. Miami has been scoreless in the last 2:38. There's the foul again.
Good call by the official. Mourning just moving. This Miami team plays a very aggressive style of basketball. I think they're used to playing that way in practice and getting away with it.
Good ball movement. Pippen with the shot. Had a good look, misses the shot, and Chapman is fouled by Michael Jordan.
Each ball foul. The Bulls, Michael Jordan, the second.
Very big possession right here by Miami. They've got to find a way. Now with Alonzo out of the game, let's see if Timmy tries to take the game, tries to be a little bit more aggressive offensively and take the game over.
With the score tied at 60, Harper got him in the eye, and he's taken only 1 shot since then.
Yeah, you know, and I think that it's more than being poked in the eye. I think right now he's pacing himself. He knows that he may have to do it down the stretch, and you can't do it by yourself against this Bulls defense for 48 minutes. He expended a lot of energy in the first half with that 26 points, with Mourning not contributing.
Gatling takes the inbound pass from Walt Williams. Kicks it back to Gatling. There's another turnover for Miami. Kukoc, nice feed to Rodman, who goes to the free throw line.
Miami just hasn't had very much success in their half-court offense. Here, another turnover leads to a fast break. Tim Hardaway, actually the only guy back, makes a good foul on the poorest free throw shooter. Rodman makes him pay.
Well, I guess most of you know the story. They put up a billboard on one of the major freeways here in Chicago of Rodman. It caused such a traffic jam they had to take it down. Chapman, nice pass underneath to Kurt Thomas. Jordan with the foul. Or Harper, rather. No, it is Michael Jordan. And Kurt Thomas goes to the free throw line. Bill Jackson and Tex Winter. Winter, the father of the triangle offense that Chicago runs. Started that, 50 years ago at Kansas State?
I love the offense, Vern. I wish I would have had a chance to play with an offense like that. A lot of ball movement, coming off pitch, shooting. Of course, it makes it a lot easier when you got Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen in that triangle.
Well, you've made the point, Danny, many times that in this offense, it's not necessary to have a dominating center, which Chicago certainly does not.
No, you're not. It hides. If you have good shooting skills, you can hide in the offense. But to really make it go, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen sure make the thing a lot better. And Scottie and Tony Kukoc as well. 3 great ball handlers, 3-point shooters, post-up players.
Here's Jordan with the jumper, got it.
I got a feeling that Jordan and Pippen and Kukoc, you stick them in any offense and it might be successful.
Lead is now 6. It was tied at 60 all. Mourning sits with his 4th foul. Longley's on the bench with his 4th, but Chicago can afford that. Miami cannot. Hardaway had 26 at the half. He gets his first basket in the 3rd quarter.
And you could sense, Tim Hardaway's been given the ball, trying to get the other guys involved, but he knew that they need to score. They need to find a way. That time again, he was very persistent, took his time, got a good jump shot on his patented step-back move.
Here's Chapman on Jordan. Michael's now 10 of 18 from the field, the lead back to 6. Chapman, air ball. Double foul. Gatling, Kukoc. That is the 3rd double foul we've had tonight.
Well, they're just getting tangled up, and And I think the officials are trying to keep the game under control. Here, Hardaway comes off the pick the first time. Nothing there. They get back. He comes off the pick a second time. Does his patented step back fadeaway jumper.
Now Michael Jordan. Hardaway comes with the help. Thomas tips it out of bounds. Chicago will have it. And Rodman and Thomas are throwing elbows at each other again.
Thomas has got to keep himself under control. Rodman is going to bump and bang. You got to just control your temper and just play the game.
4:52 to go. The lead 6, 71-65. 4:52 to go, third quarter. Hardaway comes with the double. They get the ball over in the hands of Pippen. He drives by Thomas. And the Bulls are at the free throw line again. Now the advantage tonight, starting front line. Chicago with 29 points and 12 rebounds.
And everybody said going into the series that Miami with Alonzo Mourning in the middle should dominate. But Alonzo's had a very frustrating night. He's a great player with a great future. He just has to avoid silly fouls.
And just not to be redundant, but to reiterate, he picked up 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes of the ball game. Sat for the rest of the quarter, picked up his 3rd foul in the collision with Rodman, 6 minutes remaining in the half. Sat then, and now midway through quarter number 3, picks up his 4th foul. Pippen misses the 2nd. Seven-point Chicago lead, 4:33 to go in the quarter. Harper guards Hardaway. Walt Williams. Kukoc, good job of boxing out, gets the rebound.
Tony Kukoc playing some physical basketball. He's not used to playing real physical, but he's done a good job on the boards tonight.
Harper is 4 for 4, but traveled on this one. Danny Shea's getting ready to come back in. 4:05 to go, quarter number 3.
They're running their spread, trying to give Tim chance to create.
Threw it right in the hands of Harper, who anticipated the pass.
Yeah, took one dribble too many if he wasn't going to go in.
And then makes the pay at the other end.
This is a huge possession. The crowd is back in the game. They've got to find a way to get this crowd out of it.
Ron Harper. Big plays at both ends of the court. Dennis Rodman acquired in the offseason for Will Purdue, picked up his 5th rebounding title in succession this year. And in his 10th season, I think he thinks he's going to get a few calls.
Well, look at him right here. He initiates the first contact. He wraps his arm around Thomas right there. Then he gives him another little shove. And then he looks at the ref and says, come on, I need a call, I need a call. I love the guy.
Rodman, who sat out 6-game suspension for the headbutt with the referee. Kurt Thomas sits down. Rodman, of course, 14.9 rebounds per game this year, but interesting, his rebounding numbers have gone down in each of the last 5 years. His 14.9 is his lowest total. Here's Pippen with another steal. Miami cannot afford to turn it over, and they've done it their last 2 possessions. Kukoc. Offensive board, Pippen. Kicks it to Harper. Put back Rodman. Hit. Nope. Gatling and Rodman are down, and the Bulls have it. The Bulls are playing with a lot more intensity right now. Oh, Gatling just tripped over the three-point line and sprained his ankle. Oh, no. Chris Gatling hobbled. He tripped over the line. Unbelievable. Gatling right here runs out on the perimeter to get Kukoc and trips over the top of the key. Oh, that looks very painful. That's not just a one-day sprain. That could be the rest of the series sprain. Gatling, who came with Hardaway from Golden State. In agony along the baseline. Now they're going to tell Chris he's got to get in front of the bench, and for the second time in this half, the Heat are forced to use one of their timeouts because of an injury. This time the Gatling and the Bulls playing with inspiration.
Yeah, the Bulls are playing hard right now. They're going after the loose balls. Every ball is theirs. They're getting all the loose balls right now. And Miami, a very intense team in their own right, isn't having any success at that aspect of the game right now, Vern.
Coming up tomorrow, we continue our NBA playoffs on TBS and TNT. Tomorrow night it'll be TNT's turn in Game 1. Christian Laettner and the Atlanta Hawks take on the Indiana Pacers, and in Game 2, Karl Malone and the Utah Jazz take on Portland. A doubleheader for you tomorrow night on TNT.
You know, Bert, sometimes those ankle sprains, they hurt all the same, whether it's a bad one or a mild one. The next 15 minutes or 30 minutes will really tell how serious that is. He looks like he's tightening that shoe up, so maybe it's not as bad as he first thought.
Wouldn't ice be a good idea on that thing?
Yeah, just depending on how bad. He rolled it over pretty good, just depending how strong those ankles are.
Now let's check in with Craig Sager.
Standing by with Ron Culp, the trainer, who's been very busy tonight as we talked to Chris Gatling. Gatling's been bothered with sore ankles for the last couple of months, but he told Ron Culp that he was ready to go back in. They want to know if he want to go down to the locker and do some exercising down there, but he made a few laps right here at the baseline. And Ron Culp just told Pat Riley right now if he wants him, he can go back in.
Wow. Thanks, Craig.
Well, it's a pretty critical time of the game right now. They're 9 points down. Chicago's got the crowd in the game, and they're on a little bit of a roll. You got to make sure you have a healthy body in there.
Well, in this half alone, the Heat have been bothered by a finger for Alonzo Mourning, an eye for Tim Hardaway, and now the ankle of Chris Gatling. And in the third quarter, 6 Miami turnovers have led to 11 points.
And that might bother him more than anything. And they get another one. Oh, Vern. They're self-destructing.
Jordan will go for the three-point play.
Yeah, he doesn't go to the hole anymore, people keep saying. All he does is shoot perimeter jumpers. But here he dribbles through, weaves through the entire Miami defense for the three-point play. He picks his spots a lot better, Vern. He shoots most of the jumpers in the low post, but you still have to respect his ability to go to the basket, even though he doesn't do it quite as often.
Found it interesting when they did win their record-setting 70th in Milwaukee. Michael was very quick to calm his team in the face of the emotion of the moment. Remind them that they had a bigger goal this year, the 4th NBA title. Chapman, air ball.
You know, Vern, Chapman's had a terrible time shooting the ball after the first few possessions of the game. And that's what happens when you defend Michael Jordan. You expend so much mental anguish trying to defend Michael that it takes away from your offense and you completely forget about your offense.
Chapman 0 for 3 in the quarter. Here's Rodman. Offensive foul on Dennis Rodman.
And I think Dennis is going to complain about that one.
Of course.
I don't know, maybe he'll turn to a great popsicle next game. He hasn't had too good a game tonight.
Well, the hairdo matches the logo in the center of the court. Let me rephrase that. The hairdo is intended to match that logo.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming something.
I thought someone made a mistake. You're saying that he planned that hairdo.
Here's Askins with the putback, no good, and Pippen with another offensive board. The Bulls are taking control of the ball game.
Good effort by Miami on the offensive glass. They just don't have the size or the athleticism to finish those plays off around the hoop.
Jordan shoving Chapman. Skip pass. Ron Harper. Harper, who missed the last 2 games of regular season with a sprained ankle. Steve Kerr ready to come in. So is Danilovic. Michael Jordan's going to get a rest. He's got 29 points.
Miami's got to try to find somebody to get hot. Right now, nobody's hot. Morning's on the bench. Hardaway had the good first half. They need Danilovich, Williams, or Hardaway to get hot right here is their only hope.
On the perimeter in the first half, Miami was 15 of 23. They're 1 of 5 in the third quarter. Harper. Offensive foul, Ron Harper. 1:16 to go, quarter number 3 and a 12-point lead. Hardaway had 26 first-half points, only 2 in the third quarter. Guarded by Ron Harper, alley-oop off the glass. Bounce pass from Walt Williams to Danny Shays. Rodman right in his face. Kick it back out. Williams, as the shot clock gets to 1, an air ball.
They're struggling, but those aren't open shots. That wasn't an easy shot for Walt Williams. I know he's embarrassed by the air ball, but he's forced to take the bad shot.
Now let's take a look at tonight's Chevy scoreboard. San Antonio easily defeating Phoenix. Orlando broke a halftime lead in their game, romped in the third quarter and won big over Detroit. And something similar happened here. We were tied at 54. We were actually at 60-60 fairly early in quarter number 3, and the Bulls have taken control of the ballgame now, up by 12. Well, game 2 of this series here at United Stadium on NBC on Sunday afternoon. Then next Wednesday on TNT, Danny and I will be down in Miami for the third game of the series. Game 4, if necessary, on Friday night. And then game 5, if necessary, back here in Chicago. Well, there's tonight's hairdo. There's the logo.
Okay, well,
did you get close?
I see the similarity in the colors. I see what he's trying to do.
Now, you said when he walked on the floor, you thought the hairdo was awful?
No, I thought it just looked like a popsicle, that's all. You know, playing against Dennis Rodman, I always enjoyed it. He brings a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. You just have to not get caught up in all his antics. And he's a good player, and I'd love to have him on my team.
He has been a significant contributor
to every team he's been on.
Right.
You got to give him his due.
Miami Heat playing on the road in their third playoff series in the history, the short history of the franchise. Only 4 points in the last 9 minutes. Morning picked up his 4th, plus a dislocated ring finger on his left hand. Tim Hardaway, 2 points in the second half. And a lot of turnovers for the Heat. All of that has led to a 12-point Chicago lead. Bill Wennington on the floor now. Rodman, Wennington, Steve Kerr, Ron Harper, and Scottie Pippen. And Gatling is back on the floor. Along with Danilovich, Hardaway, Haskins, Danny Shays.
Well, we'll see how good the triangle offense is right now. They got a great shooter in Kerr, a great player in Scottie Pippen, and then some non-offensive players with them. And you can see right there they're forced to take a tough shot, but there's Rodman again. You know, it's a lot easier to rebound, Vern, when you never have to think about shooting.
Lead is 14. Rodman has 3 points. Gatling, nice shot.
Very aggressive move by Gatling. Pippen was trying to front him in the low post. Gatling was determined to get that ball and to get a shot off on Pippen.
Steve Kerr and the steal from Hardaway. Williams knocks it out of bounds as the quarter comes to an end. Well, it was a big quarter for the Chicago Bulls. They break a tie at the half, outscore Miami by 12, 79-67 with 1 quarter to play. Game 1 of the 1996 NBA playoffs. Game 1 of the best-of-5 series, and we come to you from the beautiful city of Chicago, Illinois, a couple of miles from the Loop. United Center, home of the 3-time NBA champion Chicago Bulls. way to the Houston Rockets the last couple of years, and they are on a quest.
Over in Miami was able to hang on in the first half, simply had a superhuman performance by Tim Hardaway. But in order for them to beat the Bulls, they need to play near perfect basketball, and they need great performances out of at least Mourning and Hardaway and possibly Chapman.
Well, Mourning gets the first basket of the fourth quarter, back on the floor playing with those 4 fouls.
Maybe that'll get Mourning going.
Steve Kerr, Kukoc, Rodman, Bill Wennington, and Michael Jordan. Jordan has 29. Here's Kukoc.
Beautiful penetration by Michael Jordan. They had to come over and help out while Williams got beat off the dribble. Left Kukoc wide open for the standing jumper.
Mourning, Gatling gets the rebound from Rodman, and then Rodman gets this one. That's 10 rebounds for Rodman. 81-69. Williams guards Jordan now. Kerr back to Rodman. Underneath, nice pass.
Now, not very good defense by Miami. When they swing the ball to Rodman out of the top of the key, don't go guard him. Stay at the guy under the basket. Mourning left his man Wennington under the hoop to go pick up Rodman.
On offense, here's Alonzo Mourning. He's got 9 points in the game now. 83-71. Wennington. Ball out of bounds, and it'll be Chicago to inbound. Well, Miami really suffered in that third quarter with injuries and turnovers and a lack of offensive production.
Now that last possession, it doesn't count as an offensive rebound for Dennis Rodman, but Gatling was so concerned with guarding Dennis Rodman that he slapped the ball out of bounds.
Hardaway, Walt Williams, Kerr comes at him. That one's out of bounds on Rodman.
Miami just can't find anybody else to contribute on offense. Tim Hardaway's trying to get those guys involved, knowing that he can't carry his team the whole night, but it's about time that Tim needs to step it up again and try to repeat his second quarter performance.
Here's Jordan. Well, he's right at his season average now, 31 points. He averaged 30.4 and winning his 8th scoring title this year.
Vern, I don't even see any sweat on top of Michael's head that I normally see when I'm playing against him.
What did you see the night he scored 63?
I saw a lot of sweat, and I saw a lot of the bottom of his shoes.
Michael with 31 points tonight. And time has been called. 9:30 remaining in the third quarter. The Bulls up by 14. 9:30 remaining in regulation, and time now for tonight's Dutch Boy in the paint. Bulls with 30 paint points tonight. Alonzo Mourning held to 9 points and a lack of time on the floor because of 4 fouls. And there's always Michael Jordan, Danny.
Well, yeah, right here you'll see Alonzo Mourning come up here and guard Dennis Rodman for some unknown reason. And then Davilovich is so concerned with Jordan on the weak side that he allows Wennington to slip right there for the easy basket, not even guarding the guy under the rim. His presence alone is always a factor, Vern.
31 points for Michael Jordan now, 85-71, 9.5 remaining in regulation. Gatling, Alonzo Mourning, Tim Hardaway with only 2 points in this half after 26 in the first half. Gatling and Tony Smith is on the floor. That was knocked away by Scottie Pippen, saved by Luke Longley, who's back on the court.
You know, that's what Chicago's defense is so tough. They don't even have to double team the post, and they still cause turnovers and steals because Pippen and Jordan are so athletic, they can defend the post and still contest their man out on the three-point line.
20 turnovers now for Miami in the game. Jordan keeps control. Illegal defense, that's the second call against Pat Riley in the Heat. And that will send Steve Kerr to shoot the technical.
Pretty good defense by Miami right there. Even when things are going well for them, they play good defense on Jordan. They still can't win for losing. Oh, except Kerr missed the free throw. You don't see that very often.
Not at all. Steve Kerr with 93% for the year.
78 of 84 in the regular season.
Oops. Pippen. And Rodman joins the scorer's table. And he'll just grab the towel. See who gets it. Looks like Johnny Kerr is calling for it. Johnny Kerr and Tom Dorr get it. How are you? There's a towel. And then he alertly finds John Kerr with the pass. Steve Kerr with the steal. Kerr in his 4th year with Chicago, and my, has he found a home here. Pippen underneath the Longley. Saved by Rodman. Good hustle. Michael Jordan turned around and called timeout. Steve Kerr says, why'd we do that? Michael turned, looked at Louis Grillo and called timeout. Steve Kerr said, why? It's a 20-second timeout.
Michael said he wasn't sure Rodman was going to be able to get out of it. Trap on the floor.
Now it's turned into a full. 8 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Game 1 of the best-of-5 series. Chicago, led by Michael Jordan, has established a 14-point lead. Last tie in the game came at 60 all. And Michael Jordan over Chapman for 14 points. 4 points on Askin. He's been doubled 10 times. 10 of the 17 times.
And he tries to dribble away from those double teams and just shoot away from where the double team is coming. Those double teams, if you don't do them correctly, don't even affect Michael.
Pippen back to Kerr. He's guarded by Hardaway. Michael Jordan now has 33.
And it's a quiet 33. I don't even know if that's possible. Is it a quiet 33? There's still 8 minutes to go in the game.
Largest lead of the night now, 16 points. Offensive foul, Alonzo Mourning, that's 5.
I didn't see Alonzo move on that. He's had a tough night. He's not getting the benefit of any calls. He's been very frustrated all night.
He'll stay on the floor if Miami is to have any hope, and it's a small one. He's got to play. Foul on Tony Smith.
Miami personal foul, Tony Smith.
Mourning still talking about that 5th foul.
Well, they've been frustrated all night. You can't mess with Steve Javy. He's got one of the quickest whistles in the NBA of all the officials.
Yet a victim of it?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The quick whistle. And I probably earned it.
I thought you were probably speaking from experience.
He's a good official. I like Steve Javy. You just got to know that he'll call the technicals as quick as anybody. We've had 5 already tonight.
And you were telling me before the game that you really liked most of the officials you worked with in the league.
Oh, yeah, as long as I'm not playing.
Right. It's fun from this perspective.
Yeah, they're all good guys.
89.
Trying to earn a living. Doing a very difficult job officiating these great athletes.
You're becoming multi-dimensional. You're now becoming a man of compassion. This is terrific.
Oh, yeah, I've always had compassion for them.
Mourning will go to the free throw line.
I'm still waiting for your Texas story tonight.
No, you get a night off. I'll find something.
Isn't there somebody in this place from Texas? Isn't Scotty Rock? No, he's from the South.
Yeah.
Isn't there someone else from Texas?
Well, Dennis Rodman.
Oh, yeah.
South Oak Cliff High School in Dallas, Texas.
There we go. I knew I'd get it out of you tonight sometime.
You betcha. Worked for W.O. Bankston car dealership back in the 70s. I can't believe you lulled me into that one. I need a technical.
I knew you had one. We had to dig deep tonight.
7:20 to go in the ball game. 89-72.
Offensive foul.
Offensive foul.
Michael smiling. He's saying, wait a minute. No one's ever called that offensive foul on me before. Hardaway with a little strong body down there fighting Michael Jordan the post. Jordan wraps his arm around Hardaway's leg. Hey, I watched the officials' video, and they said, hey, when you do that, that's an automatic foul.
Here's Smith underneath the Mourning. The putback from Chris Gatling is good, and we're under the 7-minute mark. Now, Game 2 here Sunday. Game 3 in Miami on Wednesday night. A lot of talk about whether Chicago can go 15-0. I don't think you think they can.
Well, I don't think so. I mean, that's incredible if they do that. But, you know, I think that they'll have a fairly easy time in the first 2 rounds. I think if Orlando or Houston or LA or Seattle or San Antonio, any one of those 4 teams meet them in the finals, it's going to be a good series.
Chicago leading Miami by 15 in this one. If they win this series, they get the winner of the Orlando-Detroit or Indiana-Atlanta. I'm sorry, they get the New York-Cleveland.
Right, New York-Cleveland winner. And, you know, those are good teams, but I just don't think those teams can compete with Chicago. Chicago's too good.
Getting ahead of myself there, thinking about the conference finals. Delay a game warning. Chapman back in. Hardaway will rest. Now, Tim Hardaway had an extraordinary first half, 26 points. And that led to a 54 all-time. But he has also had 7 turnovers tonight. Tired, huh?
Well, he just had to do a lot. He came out in the second half and tried to get someone else. He carried the team while Mourning was on the bench in the first half. You can't expect a guy to do that the whole game against one of the best defensive teams in the league. No one else has been able to step up. Alonzo, Chapman, Danilovic, Williams, they've all had subpar performances tonight, and Hardaway did his job.
And in the meantime, Luke Longley has just fouled out of the ball game. Longley replaced by Tony Kukoc.
Was a real factor. You know, you can't see by his stats, 4 points and three rebounds, what he really did. He blocked those 3 shots early in the game. He got Mourning 2 fouls right away. Did a great job getting the Bulls off to a good start and getting Mourning out of the game.
Danilovic trying to get it inbounds. Mourning calls for it, grabs it. Under 6 minutes remaining. Rodman guards Mourning. Tony Smith, defended by Harper. Gatling can't control it. Another Miami turnover. That's 24 turnovers for the Heat tonight.
Well, when Hardaway goes out of the game, they have a real tough time scoring. If Mourning's not doing it down in the low post, and Chicago is as good of interior defense as there is. We've said they got a lot of bodies. They don't have to worry about fouling out, and they got the great perimeter athletes to help when needed.
Harper back to Kukoc. 10 on the shot clock. Pippen calls for it. Danilovic wrestling with him, and Danilovic gets called for the foul.
His third,
Sasha Danilovic, as we said, out 62 games with wrist surgery, activated for the season finale against Atlanta last Sunday night. Kukoc takes it over Gatling. Got it.
Kukoc has quietly had a nice game offensively, too. Again, I think that, well, Michael Jordan's always the toughest matchup, but other than Michael, Kukoc has been the guy offensively.
Danilovic for 3.
They need about 6 more of those, Vern, in the next 5 minutes to have any hope.
Yeah, in a hurry.
Danilovic can hit a couple more and get some offense. Maybe he'll get a little bit more confidence for Saturday or for Sunday's game.
Kukoc for 3. He's fouled by Gatling after the shot. That'll be a 3 free throw attempt now.
the team's third.
What did you think of New York's outside shooting last night, 17 of 22?
Oh, Hubert Davis is a pure shooter. Maybe as good a shooter is in the NBA. And Starks got off to a great start. Between them, 11 for 15 on three-pointers. If they do that, they have a chance, but you can't expect them to shoot like that every night.
Game 2 of that series tomorrow. Matter of fact, Pat Riley insisted when he was the coach of the Knicks that Hubert Davis was
the best shooter in the league.
Well, and, Don Nelson inserted Hubert Davis into the starting lineup ahead of Starks. Much more consistent shooter than Starks.
Hardaway back in. Tony Smith will rest. Hardaway equaled his season high of 28 points tonight thus far, but 26 of those came in that explosive first half. Kukoc, no. Kurt Thomas back on the floor, along with Hardaway, Mourning, Rex Chapman. Here's Hardaway off the mark and into the hands of Scottie Pippen. Kukoc to Pippen for three. Here comes Hardaway, 4:19 remaining. And Tim Hardaway has 30 points for the night, a season high.
Well, that was an easy penetration. Some sort of breakdown, lack of communication on Chicago's defense.
92-79. 54 all at the half. 8 turnovers in the third quarter for Miami, plus 3 injuries. Hardaway, Mourning, and Gatling didn't help their cause. Now we've got game 2 coming up in Indianapolis tomorrow night. Indiana and Atlanta. And Steve Smith with a huge game last night. Rick Smith's hurting.
Yeah, Steve Smith did it all. He was Tim Hardaway last night. Penetrating, scoring on the inside post-ups, shooting the threes.
Foul on Mourning. That's it. That's 6. And every one of the 6 was a cheap one.
And Scottie Pippen rubbing it in a little bit. They ejected him from the game. You got to be above that. Scottie Pippen sticks his finger in his face or points to him and says something to Alonzo Mourning. He's still talking to Scottie Pippen right now. Scottie's just laughing. You can't let that stuff get to you. That doesn't mean anything. Concentrate on basketball.
I don't think Riley was too thrilled with the demeanor of Alonzo Mourning as he was ejected from the game. There's the 6th foul.
Right here, Scottie Pippen says something to him. Alonzo brought that on himself by popping off in the newspapers. It's very difficult to pop off in the newspapers. Oh, Pat Riley's gone now. I told you Javi had a quick whistle. Explain something to me, Vern. You're playing against one of the best teams of all time. 72 wins. You're going into their home court. You barely made it to the playoffs, and you're saying you're going to beat them, or that you can beat them? Just let your play do the talking.
Well, there was certainly no eye contact between Jackson and Riley as Riley went by.
Well, Riley trying to stick up for his players. His players have been very frustrated tonight by the Chicago Bulls, by their great play, and by some of the side shows that we've had tonight. Maybe Pat was just sick of it and wanted to get back to the locker room. Scottie Robertson taking over as the head coach.
An old friend of yours.
Yeah, played with Scottie for 2 years. Loves to coach. Is a lifer. Has a great feel for the game as well. Loves to teach. Loves to work with young players.
Harper at the free throw line, 3:49 to go, 95-79. 4 technicals on Miami tonight, 2 on Chicago. 3 double fouls that I can remember. And a pretty good ball game for 2.5 quarters.
Yeah, it was a good game. The first half was excellent half. Chicago played well. Tim Hardaway had a superhuman effort, but just not enough. They just didn't have enough contributors on Miami's offense.
Miami ball.
Foul on Pippen. Hardaway, Thomas, Gatling, Rex Chapman, Danilovic now on the floor for the Miami Heat.
The way the emotions have flown this game, this is a game right now, you just got to make sure no altercations happen, no injuries happen, no suspensions for the next game. Just get the game over with.
Grillo, Javi, and Forte have tried to control the physicality of it as best they could, and they, all in all, not a bad job. Here's Kukoc. Thomas with a foul. And he'll go to the free throw line.
Thomas just can't guard Kukoc on the wing off the dribble.
In the 90s, Chicago, the NBA champs in 91, 92, and 93, gave way to the Houston Rockets in 94 and 95. And now, in quest of their fourth title in the decade.
I lost to those two teams, Vern. Michael stole my ring from me in 93 and 94. Phoenix and Portland, 92 and 93, I guess. And then last 2 years, Houston knocked us out when I was in Phoenix. Two great basketball teams with a lot of heart, a lot of character. Great superstars in Jordan and Olajuwon.
And Michael tonight with 35 points. First game of the playoffs, 97-79. Tony Kukoc at the line. He's got 20. One.
Well, Vern, the only thing Miami does right now is they got to try to get some confidence in Danilovic and Chapman and Walt Williams in hopes that those guys can contribute some offensively for the game on Sunday. Because right now, Hardaway's the only one that feels like he can do anything offensively.
Gatling a little out of control. Sally took the charge, and Gatling with the offensive foul. We've got Gatling out of here, and another technical call by Javi.
Javi's just trying to prove a point. You know, and Miami should learn from this. Rather than getting frustrated, they got to learn to just play basketball. You know, they got some silly fouls, silly technical fouls. Gatling going to join Riley and Mourning. But they've reacted. That was a good call by the official. It's not the official's fault.
6 fouls, second technical on Gatling. He says something as he leaves the court. 6 technical fouls on the Miami Heat. Not a performance of which they should be proud.
Yeah, but, you know, there's just so much emotion riding in this playoff. The officials have done a pretty good job to curb it for the most part. Calling fouls on both teams, calling early technicals, double fouls. Miami has just been complaining of calls that are good calls.
Here's Kerr, guarded by Hardaway. 2.5 to go in this time. In this one. Danilovic goes back and picks off the pass from Kukoc. At the other end is Walt Williams. Well, the last 2 victories by Chicago over Miami, those 2 regular season games in April, each 12-point victories. They lead right now by 18. Kerr for 3.
Well, that was a shot. Hey, I haven't got any good looks tonight. I need a shot.
Chapman. Kerr. 26 turnovers. There's the second best percentage three-point shooter in the league.
Now, Steve Kerr is a great shooter. He wanted to get on that board tonight. His only points have come from technical foul free throws.
Hardaway. Williams with the offensive rebound.
Hold on, come here.
Up and in. Final 80 seconds. So Chicago wins it. They are at home against Miami on Sunday afternoon. And then game 3 in Miami next Wednesday night. Game 4, if necessary, on Friday night.
Offensive fouls. Later selling.
And an offensive foul.
Jeff Bristler, Andy Brown in the lineup for the Bulls.
Utah-Portland game 2 on TNT tomorrow night. That was some performance by Utah last night. Terrible at the free throw line. And yet they came back from 8 down in the fourth quarter and won it.
Well, that was a great performance. John Stockton, he had 23 assists, but his counterpart right there, Rod Strickland, had a tremendous game. John Stockton saw the bottom of his shoes a lot last night, but Utah was able to make the plays down the stretch.
Ball tipped away, 27 turnovers for Miami. And we're in the final 50 seconds of this one. Judd Bushler back on the floor. Well, maybe it's the black socks.
I don't know. I think they could wear blue or pink socks. I think they could even wear popsicle socks like Rodman's had and still win. This is a good team, Vern. I mean, Chicago's just really good. That's the bottom line. That's no secret, is it?
No, not after 72 wins.
That's why I'm surprised that Miami did the talking before the game and even during the game. Miami has to play perfect basketball to beat Chicago, and they know it. And that's why they've been frustrated tonight.
Fans here are appreciative of a team that won 72 in regular season and is now 14 victories away from their 4th NBA title of the decade. 2.4 seconds left. Los Angeles and Houston opened their series last night. Olajuwon with a big night, and Nick Van Exel had a night to forget.
Yeah, I was a little surprised. I thought the Lakers might win that first one. Houston's had so many injuries, I thought they'd be a little rusty. And they actually were a little bit rusty, but their defense and their pride took them to victory.
This one is in the books, a 17-point victory for the Bulls, and Craig Sagers with Michael Jordan.
Well, Mike obviously had a great regular season. This is the second season. You don't know what to expect. What's your assessment of the performance tonight and how rough and all the technical fouls?
Well, as you see, both teams want it really bad, and it's a pretty physical game. And, you know, mentally, you got to keep your head into the ball game. You know, you can't let the little things get your head out of the game. And, you know, I think we kept our heads in a little bit longer than they did. And this is how this series is going to be. It's going to be a tough series.
How much more comfortable are you this year at playoff time than you were a year ago?
I feel more comfortable with my teammates. You know, myself, I feel good physically and mentally, but I think the whole season gave me an opportunity to see what type of team I have and how I fit with that team and, you know, what the roles are on this team. And so we can come in here and play a lot better as a unit.
The Black Sox scandal to start the game. What's the story behind the Black Sox?
We figured we wanted to do something different. You know, when we went to the black shoes a couple years ago, now everybody's doing the black shoes, and we decided to go with the Black Sox.
Tim Hardaway had a great first half. You guys shut him down in the second. But what problems does he create for you?
Well, the screen and roll. He's such a good shooter from the perimeter and also a good driver. When he's hitting his jump shot, you gotta force him to drive, and you know he's strong when he drives and penetrating and dishing off. So, you know, when he's hitting that three-pointer or hitting that jump shot, he's very tough to deal with.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Sure.
Michael Jordan, the leading scorer. Now let's go over to Burns.
Okay, Craig, thank you very much. And Dennis Rodman has established a habit after every game here. Throws the jersey into the crowd. And he does that tonight to celebrate the victory and the 10 rebounds he contributed. We've got Scottie Pippen sitting with us, and we'll chat with Scottie in just a moment. Back at the United Center in Chicago, where the Bulls break open the game with a strong third-quarter performance, win it by 17, 102-85. Many stars in the game. We've been joined by one of them, Scottie Pippen, with 13 points, 42 minutes tonight. You played quite a lot of time.
Yeah, I had a heavy load tonight. I think Phil wanted to keep me out there for defensive purpose and not let Walt Williams get going. And, you know, I had a few opportunities to try to guard on a screen roll where we could shut Hardaway down a little bit, but he got going in the first half.
Scottie, were you surprised at how physical this game became and the number of technicals that were called?
No, not really. You know, that's the type of mentality that Pat Riley tries to teach his ball club. So, you know, we anticipated this type of game. The technicals, no, but we anticipated a physical game, and it turned out to be that.
Scottie, there's been a lot of stuff written about your physical condition. Your stats slid down the last month of the season. How do you really feel right now going into these playoffs?
Well, physically, I'm not 100%, but, you know, I think the playoff presents a different challenge for me, and it gives me energy to go out and play hard. And, you know, you're going to play with pain in this game, and, you know, I'm able to deal with it, and I feel like I'm about 75%. So, you know, as long as I'm able to contribute, I'll be fine.
Tell us about your little exchange. We know you had a verbal exchange with Alonzo Mourning in the papers before the series started, and out there you're rubbing it in a little bit. You knew that he was frustrated.
Yeah, I knew he was frustrated. You know, whatever was said in the paper, I pretty much left it in the papers. And I think when he got that 6th foul, he was kind of coming at me, and I walked away from him, and, you know, he pointed, and the official gave him a technical, which was unprofessional on his part.
All right, Chicago wins at 102-85, again with a strong performance in the second half. Congratulations to you. Look forward to seeing you next week.
102-85, and the Bulls 14 games away from their 4th NBA title.